1300 222 774. Give me a call. Where do you see illegal dumping near you? And tell me, has it improved or is it getting worse? Because in October, the state government announced a task force. They poured $21 million into it. But since October, has it got any better? 1300 222 774. Are your parks piled up with trash and stuff that everyone's dumping? I'd love to hear. 1300 222 774, because just on Monday we had news that there was another massive case of illegal dumping going through the courts right now, a staggering scheme facilitating dumping, according to the allegations, and that was to do with a property in Diamond Creek. So tell me, does that sound familiar to where you are? 1300 222 774. Councillor Jennifer Anderson is the President of the Municipal Association of Victoria and Councillor at the Macedon Ranges Shire Council, and joins me now. Good afternoon, Jennifer.
Good afternoon.
So this task force, remind me, what was the goal of this task force, and what sort of things are getting dumped?
Yeah, well, it was really good that the state government did recognise that this illegal dumping was an issue, and they did put this money aside for the task force, and it was to help with councils and also some of their own properties, parks and gardens. But we certainly know across our councils that it is an increasing problem in those little nooks and crannies that, you don't always see all the time. And some of the issues are, how do you identify who's doing it? How do you make sure people are aware that it is happening? And so that we need the funding when it does happen, because it's awfully expensive to clean up.
What sort of things are people dumping? Is this like individuals who've got too much trash, or do you think businesses are also just, rather than paying someone to come and collect stuff, they're just chucking it in a park?
I think that there's lots of issues. I mean, a lot of the ones that the councils are seeing are probably sort of residential dumping, but there's also the issue of industrial sites and the sort of waste that's coming from there. And I think the task force may have started off focusing more on that, but we get to get a report to come back from the state government about what the task force has been doing since it started, how many councils it's helped. So really looking forward to hopefully the state government will come out with what they've been doing and how it's been working.
You say it'll be good to hear what's in that report. What are you seeing? Is it getting worse from what you can tell, despite having a task force?
Well, the task force only sort of started in October, and my understanding is that councils had to apply for money through that fund if they wanted some assistance. But certainly many councils do say that they're seeing an increase, and it's not just the metropolitan councils, it's also seen in the rural councils as well.
The Hume City Council says that it spent over $4 million responding to illegal dumping reports last financial year, but it's received just over $6,000 from the government's rebate program. Is that a common story? Are councils well out of pocket, and the amount that the state government is giving them is nowhere near enough?
Yeah, well, my understanding of the task force rebate program is they're only allowed up to, I think it's 500,000 for the financial year, and we don't know whether I'm not sure it's in the budget for the next financial year, so come 1st of July, we'll have to wait and see whether that is still occurring. But it's a huge expense, and I don't think people really realise, and this is ratepayer money that's having to go towards that instead of going towards other services that could be provided.
I'm speaking with Jennifer Anderson, who's the President of the Municipal Association of Victoria and Councillor at the Macedon Ranges Shire Council. Can I just ask, how much time is taken up by the council confronting this problem? How many resources do you have to plough into it?
Yeah, it's an awful lot of resources, because you've got to assess, you've got to think about, okay, if we know this is a site that might be a problem, how do we try and check on that? How do we try and identify who might be the source of the waste? How do we get the cleanup happening? I've got to get a contractor in. Then if you do think you know who the person is, how do you prosecute them? So it's an awful lot of time and resources, and cleaning up waste is very costly. Sometimes there might be contention between, is it a state government issue or is it a local council issue, depending upon the parcel of land where the waste was either originally dumped or moved to.
So we're waiting on that report about what the task force has achieved since October. But can I ask, what do you think needs to be done? What is missing as part of this problem?
Yeah, look, I think it's a multi-pronged approach. I mean, part of it is educating the community so that there's less waste in the first place. So looking at how they purchase things, how they repurchase, give to other people, repair cafes, etc. And then people realising that actually there are places in various councils where you can take things to be recycled or that the council can take care of. So education's a big piece. Funding. So if there is a need for the clean-up for the waste, maybe it could come from the waste levy that all ratepayers have to pay. So there is a source of funding for that. But certainly councils do need that support to clean up when it does happen, and also perhaps monitoring of some sites where it happens more frequently so you can identify who the culprits are and you've got a better case so that they can actually pay for the clean-up. But better if it doesn't happen in the first place.
Absolutely. Councillor Jennifer Anderson, President of the Municipal Association of Victoria, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Not a problem at all, Charlie.